Hey guys, I just want to say that doing daily videos is really hard. I thought I saved so much footage from December so that it would last me at least 2 weeks into, well, it is 2 weeks into January, so I guess it did do the trick. But now that I'm doing kind of like more vloggy situation where you guys are invited to my daily life, it's so hard to find content because all I do really is wake up at 5:30, try to get to work by 7:30 most days, 8 o'clock if I'm lucky that I don't have a 7:30 meeting, and then eat lunch at 10 or 11, get hungry at 2, so I eat a clementine at 2 or whatever fruit or snacks that I have. It may be substituted for chips. And then I try to get off work at 4, but nowadays it's more like 5 because I have a lot of projects going on. And then I go to the gym, so by the time I get to the gym it's like 5:30 and there's so many people that it takes me a long time. And I always want to leave the gym by 6:30 because it is a 30 to 40 minute drive back to Boston and I park 15 minutes away, so by the time I come back home and I'm eating, it's usually like 7:30 at the earliest, 8:15, work, edit, blog posts, clean email, watch YouTube videos, watch TV shows, clean whatever, plan life, and go to bed. Did I shower yet? I haven't showered. So I shower and then I go to bed. I shower and then I work a little more, and by that time it's usually like midnight, and then I go to bed and repeat. Today was a special day. I'm sure if you guys watched a previous video, and if you haven't, I will link it in the cards over there, and it was just basically a sum of how hard 2017 was for me. And even though, you know, I feel so much better because at the end of 2017, I was talking to Vaishali, one of my best friends, and I was at her house, and she was very concerned because it's me, her, and Paloma. We are like the best friends since middle school. I drove down from Seattle to LA with Paloma, and, and Paloma could sense that something was off about me. And I don't know, it was just like a lot of hurt feelings from 2017, angry feelings. Just if feelings are a color, the feelings I was having, they were very black. And I remember like the one day, I think I saw Vaishali I saw her 3 days when I was back in California, and there was, on the second day, we were hanging out at her house, and she was just like asking me how I was, and I broke down crying. And if you guys don't know, I'm not a huge crier, so if something makes me cry, it's definitely because I'm in so much pain, or it's hurting the people around me, which is hurting me. Like, it takes a lot for me to cry. I'm one of those people where I can pull myself out of the shits, and I've done that so many times before. I hate it when I see my loved ones hurt, or last year it was me hurting a lot. That's not the point of this spiel. Today is January 18th. I feel like even though it's only been 2.5 weeks into the year, I feel like months have gone by. 2018 has been the best so far, and I want to shout out to one of my friends, Sheena. You know, Sheena, she knows the shit that I'm going through, and she knows what kind of person I am. She goes, Juliet, I want to make sure that like whenever you hang out with me, we're gonna have a good time. I want to make sure that you're surrounded by good people. And I've hung out with them maybe like 2 or 3 times since January, and all that good people brought on good vibes, and it's, you know, it's a group of people that I've never interacted with before, and they're very interesting. One, they're very witty, and I am very slow on jokes and slow on the uptake. I'm just like, if I were a thing, I would just be still water, and it takes a very long time for me to boil, you know? That is a weird analogy. Even just like small things, like one of the new people that I met, he one day just messaged me and he was like, hey, I'm so glad we met, like, you're cool, thank you for being you. And I was just like, what is this? what's happening right now? Like, nobody ever thanks me for being me. But I definitely, I will say this. When I'm making these videos, I don't, one of my friends pointed out this to me. I very freely promote my videos on Instagram and on Snapchat and on Facebook, but I don't do it in person, and he was asking me why. And I feel like, yes, I feel I can be shameless on social media or on the internet because there's like a barrier between me and actual humans. But then I sent him my favorite video that I've ever edited of all times, and if you haven't watched that one, I will put it up in the cards. I'll also put everything that I mention in the description box below so you guys can see that too. The video that I'm talking about is the one where I'm in Taiwan and it's dedicated to my grandma. It's like the purest, the rawest form of me you ever get. And I believe out of all my videos, I've cried in two. One was in the Grand Canyon video, put it in the description box below, and then one was the grandma video. For my grandma, it was because I missed her. It was emotionally taxing for me, and the loss of a family member, like, I don't care who you lose, or like if you are somewhat important to me, I put so much into the people that are around me, the people, like, I remember when I was young, my neighbor, his real name is Dennis, but I called him Uncle Hair Bear. He's seen me growing up till I was in high school. And every time I would see him, he had this like oak tree in the middle of his front yard. That was a mix between yard and lawn. That was yawn. He had a huge tree on his front yard, and he had a birdhouse in there, and he had luscious green grass. My first memories of him was like, hey, you can call me Uncle Hair Bear. And I was like, why am I gonna call you Uncle Hair Bear? And he's like, cause I do this, ooh, ooh, ah, ah. And he was just like, I'm like a monkey. He would, whenever he saw me, he would be like, monkey see, monkey do. And I say, monkey see, monkey do. When he passed away, it hurt me. It was the first time when I could actually vividly remember somebody passing away. We were invited to the funeral. Do they call it a ceremony? It's not a ceremony, is it? The memorial. And I just remember I bursted out crying, and my sister, she was shocked because she has never seen that much just like sadness. Because every other time that I've cried before that, it was like angry tears because, you know, we were fighting, we were physically hitting each other. And I'm crying because it hurts, not because like I was hurt physically, not because I was hurt emotionally. And yeah. Basically, okay, back to the YouTube videos. The other video that I cried in was in the Grand Canyon video. And I cried in that one because I was so nervous that I was going to lose my dad that day. If you don't remember, and if you haven't watched that video, you can go check it out. But basically, we hiked through Grand Canyon at its hottest times. It was over, when we were at the bottom in the valley, it was over 100 degrees. And my dad had a mini heat stroke, and it was so hard for him to climb up the south rim. At one point, he was like, hey guys, you guys can go ahead without me. You can just like leave me in the bathroom. I'll stay here tonight. I'll get rest, and then I'll walk back up tomorrow alone. And I was like, no, you can't do that. I'm not gonna let you do that. Like, that's preposterous. And so no, Dad, I was like, no, Dad, I don't care how long it's gonna take us. We're gonna take this slowly. I'm gonna be right by your side. And it was almost as if he was like a drunk child because the heat was getting to him, and he couldn't walk straight. And I was so nervous because we were ascending the mountain and the path was getting narrower and narrower, and he would stumble really close to the edge, and I was so nervous that he was gonna fall over and I was gonna lose my dad at that point. And we were literally at the bottom. We were at the bottom of the valley. It took us maybe 5 hours. We finished hiking at 1 a.m. And the entire time I felt like I had to be in control. Not in control, but like I had to be calm. I didn't want to freak out because I didn't want him to freak out. I didn't want anybody else to freak out. The whole party was hurting, okay? I was so nervous, but when we finally made it, I was like, okay, and Paloma, so I shared a room with Paloma, and Paloma was showering, and all of a sudden my body just like let loose, and I just started crying, and it was just all the emotions that I felt through that day, and it was like, those were thankful tears. I was so thankful that I didn't lose my dad that day, that, you know, we were all able to hold our shit together long enough to get back up. What was I talking about? Good vibes. Okay. So I feel like 2018 has been... So today I was at work and I was just like thinking during my lunch break, of course, because, you know, all the other times I'm working. And I was like, damn, 2018 has been very good. Like, I feel very positive. I feel so loved. And, oh, okay. Oh, this was my other point. Some of my friends, they text me when they watch my videos. And I just want you guys to know that it puts me over the moon. It's like the natural life high that you want to get. You're just like, yes, this is exactly, this is like the whole back to the thing of like, I don't really promote in person because I feel like that's, I don't know, it's just like not in me to do that in person. One of my friends was like, oh yeah, me and my roommate, we were watching your videos last night, and I was like, oh my god. And then Steph, my old roommate, I saw her last weekend, and she was like, oh my god, I watched your video about your grandmother, and she loved that video a lot too, and honestly, I just don't know what to say. I can't express how thankful I am for you guys to care enough to like watch my videos, you know. And then I had another friend, I sent him my favorite video, which is my grandma one. That is a very pure version of me, but it also like gives you a little more detail of my dad and how he grew up, which I've never heard because my dad doesn't talk much about his childhood. I have maybe like two stories of him talking about his childhood. So that for me, it was a very, it was a moment that I really appreciated and I really wanted to keep forever. And I also I hope through that video you guys were able to see my love for Taiwan. Like, yeah, I may not be born there, but I almost want to call that my, like, homeland, you know? Like, oh my gosh, okay, this spiel is getting real off track. Basically, during my lunch break, I got inspiration, and I started writing, like, videos I'm excited for, and blog posts that I'm excited for, and yes, it may look like this one is kind of short, or, I mean, it is short compared to this one, but I was just like, a lot of the blog posts that I write, all the travels will definitely be videos, so I have that. But then I also have stuff in here, it's like financial stuff. And then on the blog post, I also write a lot more of just random things that I want to talk about that won't necessarily make it into a vlog. Except for these vlogs, because I'm running out of content. I just want to let you guys know that there are about 20 videos planned, and it's only January 18th, and this stuff, all the videos planned, only take us up to June or July. I'm also thinking about moving some stuff over to blog, so it's not video content, or like video content for the blog, but it is a lot of content, and I hope you guys are excited. If you want to have a little sneak peek, I will just read a couple to you. So some of the travels that is happening is Sheena and I were going to go eat at a Michelin star restaurant in New York, so that will be happening in February. My parents are coming to visit me with their family friends, with their friends that are visiting from Taiwan. They're going to come visit me in May, and we're going to go to Canada, New York, and do the Niagara Falls, and I may join them in a little bit of their Boston adventures, so that's a lot of video content right there. And then at the end of May, I'm flying with them back to California, and they're gonna go to Sequoia National Park, Yosemite National Park, and we're gonna do a 3-day, 2-night hike called the Skyline to the Sea Trail. It won't be as intense as Grand Canyon, as in like the the level of fitness, but you still have to be very fit because you have to carry more for this hike than you have to carry for Grand Canyon. So soon, woo, soon I will be training in the gym with a backpack and weights in my backpack, and people are going to stare at me like I'm a weirdo, and that happened last year, and it's going to happen again this year. It's just gonna. Food with friends, I'm thinking I really need to ask Enya. I'm gonna ask like Cullen, Alani, Alyssa, Eric Muse, and we also have makeup videos because I do love makeup, and part of my channel, part of my videos are makeup, right? So we have a couple challenges, and it's like the no mirror makeup challenge. I'm a little nervous for that, but I feel like I'll do okay. I really want my dad to do my makeup, and then I want to do like a video, a skincare video with my mom. I love the fact that at least the people around me are okay to being on video, or at least capturing their voice, because I want to treasure these memories and have them on camera forever and ever and ever. I'm really happy about all the new people that I'm meeting through Sheena, but I feel like I can consider them my friends. Like I feel like I can consider Brian and Steph and Jess my friends too. I'm a weird person to be friends with because I'm very curious, and at least with, like, for example, if I think about Eric Muse, he loves it when he gets to witness me meeting people for the first time, because I love asking people questions, really get to know them, like what kind of person they are. One of my favorite people in the world is Paul Kearns. Oh, that would be so exciting if I could get Paul in a video. I'm gonna try to make that happen. Paul is literally one of my favorite people, yeah, that's right, one of my favorite people in the world. And I'm playing around with other ideas. So Steph, I'm working with Steph right now on creating some food content. A lot of that content will be stretched out to both my YouTube channel as well as the blog. And if you have not checked out the blog, it is a blog that Annie and I write together. It's more of a, okay, we haven't come up with a final description of our blog, but if I wanted to say it, it's like a lifestyle blog, but it's not like chic lifestyle. It's like real lifestyle. So I've written posts about finance related things. I've done this like financial diary series where at the end of the month I kind of write down the categories and the amount of expenses I've done, and I think I want to bring that back, which is perfect because it's still January, and I think this year will be like a growing year of more not just expenses, but I'm 25, let's start thinking about saving, investing, etc., and actually make a move on. And then it's also tax season, so I'm about to do some research and prepare for a tax season post. So like if you wanted to, you know, how to file your own taxes. You know, not everybody's going to have their mom to do them. And thanks, Mom, for filing all my taxes all these years. And Annie has a series where she talks about her fitness journey, which I really enjoy. She talks about her, you know, fitness must-haves, her favorite fitness people, which I love that a lot. And, damn it, I wish Annie was in America and we live near each other. That's the hard part about the blog, is just like we're literally 13-hour time difference, 12 depending on, you know, what's that thing called? Time lapse? You know how America adjusts their time? Is it called time difference? Time jump. What is it called? Time savings. Ha! Got it. Okay. Depending on the time savings, it's either a 12 or a 13-hour difference. And we always want to create video content with both of us in there, but it's hard because it's just hard. Let me tell you that. On my channel, oh, I'm just jumping all over the place, aren't I? On my channel, I'm still going to do the monthly roundups, and Annie gave me a few things to think about when I'm doing that. Like, I'm not going to now list every single thing that I bought during the month and every single thing that I threw away in the month, but I'm just going to pick a couple of things, and I'm going to expand it to non-beauty related things. So like podcasts, books, mostly podcasts, because unless I get audio, I need to check my Audible account because I don't need to listen to it yet. I do have one more Audible book that I need to listen to, and it is Tiffany Haddish's The Last Black Unicorn. I'm so excited to listen to that. News, I'm also going to try to get back into the dating scene, but I'm going to do it without going on Tinder. Except for maybe when I'm in Denver. But then it's not like I'm going to be using Tinder for sex, you know? I'm going to be like, hey, like, do you want to hang out with me at this bar that I'm at? You know, that kind of situation. Not all the content will be the same across the blog and my YouTube channel. Like, yes, I try to put all the travel videos onto the blog, but the blog post is almost an expanded version of it. I talk about other things that I don't mention in the video, and there are beautiful pictures. I was talking about things that I'm happy about. Okay, so I'm also super thankful that I ended up in this house with these roommates. I've been lucky. I've been quite lucky. I've never had horrible roommates. I don't think I mentioned this when I was moving into this apartment. So how I found this apartment, I think it was on hotpads.com. And it was, you were renting a room, not the entire apartment. Or like you didn't have to come in with a group of people. The landlady was just renting out rooms. So I basically moved in here. There was already someone living here, and there was going to be another rando, basically 2 randos, and I was like, holy crap, I hope these people are chill, I hope these people are cool. I'm really nervous. What if it turns out really bad and we just like don't like each other? Or like, what if we don't talk and it's just awkward and we're just like, hey, slam door, you know, that kind of situation. But it hasn't. I actually, it's been great. And like I said, we're going to have a roommate date soon. And I also want to do like a first impressions video with them and just ask each other like, what's your first impression of me? And what are some things about me or about you that you do that's like a little quirky? And in that case, I really need to think about what to say about them. Okay, so it's 9:30 right now. I have a Law & Order SVU episode waiting for me. This is the airline one about sexual harassment. Yeah, in the middle of planning a lot of new things. So stay tuned and I will see you guys later. Oh, later. What day is today? Thursday. Damn it, I have to go to the office tomorrow. Okay. My name is
Juliet! Juliet!
with a nugget of charm.